We're going to play off a little bit of Madden. We're going to see how this game handles. I'm not too sure what's going on, but this is this year's Madden. Hope you guys enjoy the game, and go ways. Please like, subscribe, share this out, and by all means, let me know what games you do want to see. All right, guys, enjoy the game.
We'll call him Young John Madden. This is a coach who was trying to establish a foothold in the NFL and on the cusp of doing it very successfully.
Yeah, you think back to that period, those early days as the coach of the Raiders, the late 60s in the AFL, and then in the NFL in the early 70s. Coach was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps, one of the first to film practice, because he wanted to practice coaching as much as he could. And his teams, they were successful right from the start of his head coaching tenure.
So as we mentioned at the top, well, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And, you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also because this was where he spent his formative years.
Yeah, he grew up over Daly City with his buddy John Robinson, who would also become an NFL head coach. He played his high school ball at Jefferson High, eventually wound up playing tackle at the University of Oregon, and later Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Played well enough that in 1958, he was a 21st round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, the draft had 30 rounds then.
They'll throw on first down with Favre. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards. I know it's tough to make tackles in the open field, but that one hurts because he got a little bit extra after the missed tackle.
Receivers are coached so well, they have to break at least one tackle after the catch. He did that on that play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Snatched by the safety Ed Reed. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one, and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 and the 34. Charles, you mentioned Coach was a 21st-round draft pick back in 1958. It was the Philadelphia Eagles who selected him. But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp, actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL. But it was still during his time with the Eagles, you and I were talking about this before going on air, that you could start to see the light bulb going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles. With quarterback Norm Van Brocklin, the future Hall of Famer and future head coach in the NFL. Remember, Van Brocklin coached with the Falcons, he coached with the Vikings. And was there during that time. I think Coach Madden realized his love of football and love for teaching, combining all that together, and that meant being a football coach. So in 1960, began his coaching career at a small college south of San Luis Obispo.
That's what you call laws of yardage there, buddy. Yeah. Yeah.
The guy could throw it around pretty well, Don Coryell.
On is the Hall of Famer Ray Guy to punt this away on fourth down.
Dang, I ain't going nowhere on that one.
So we're through one at the Coliseum in Oakland.
Dang it, dang it, dang it. Here we go. Legacy game. Now, what's weird is you have to actually play this before you get into the game. That's crazy, man.
Ready to get their next drive started. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that,
he's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 37 yards. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, Charles, you know, it was in the early 1960s that a young John Madden made the acquaintance of the owner of the Oakland Raiders, one Al Davis, of course. And the two, they really bonded, would become one of the best owner-coach duos in NFL history. And to take it a step further, Al Davis became someone who John referred to as his best friend.
Yeah, 1967, Brendan. Al Davis hired Coach Madden to be a linebackers coach. Remember, this was still the AFL at that point. We had not merged totally with the NFL. And Coach Madden, he paid dividends almost immediately after the Raiders win the AFL title in 1968. And that meant a date for the Green Bay Packers in what was now known as Super Bowl II. But by 1969, at the age of 32, just 32, Brandon, John Madden assumed the mantle of head coach of the...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it.
Look at young Madden there. Look at that little young Madden, big old bobblehead looking mofo.
The fake doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands.
Tell you what, at least they amped up that defense in this game. See that? Yeah, they're just straight up cheating. Which I doubt that's the case. Look at a little bit of Tom Brady. Wonder if he's actually going to stay retired this year.
His ability to stay calm under pressure.
Tom Brady is a guy who's always looking downfield. He never looks at the rush. He hangs in the pocket and he makes a throw. He's a cool guy. He's a tough guy. Let me tell you, there's no one calmer in the pocket than Tom Brady.
And I know that Coach has a great appreciation for Tom Brady, who turned 45 back on August 3rd, because Coach coached a guy like him in George Blanda, who played a long time in the NFL. In this game, it features legends and active players. Tom Brady qualifies as both.
From midfield, here's Brady. And he'll find Hall. Charles, you talked about John Madden and the Raiders going on a ride. Well, try these numbers on for size. So 10 seasons as a head coach. The Raiders won their division 7 times. They finished second the other 3 times. And he became the youngest coach to amass 100 career regular season victories and is still, to this day, the franchise leader in wins.
And when you think about it, that's where that rivalry with Kansas City really took root. As did the expression commitment to excellence. And boy, was it personified by the players who played for Coach Madden. On offense, how about quarterback Kenny Stabler, wide receiver Cliff Branch, wide receiver Frank Whitmore, tight end Dave Casper, to name a few. How about those great linemen he had? Center Jim Otto, guard Gene Upshaw, tackle Art Shell, all of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And guys on the defensive side of the ball, the Mad Stork himself, Ted Hendricks, Willie Brown, John Matuzak, Otis Sistrunk, and Big Ben Davidson. So many great players, so many great memories.
Far throw here, hauled in by Cup. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Throwing is far. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Favre. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is coming up in the second half. We'll run through John's post-coaching triumphs, but for now, we present a very special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by Trey Mosley. Boy, Charles, that is really well done. Coach was something else, wasn't he?
I'm reminded what Al Davis said when he was inducted coach of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Brandon. He loved the game. He loved his team. He loved the Raiders. He loved this league, and you can see it with everything he does.
No doubt, but it's quite possible, though, that now he would say, hey, enough of that. Let's play some football. Now the second half forthcoming from Oakland. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez. So now, Charles, to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42. He had just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979 to try his hand at broadcasting. And much like his coaching career, he was pretty much an instant success.
Partner, he really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember he wasn't even on the #1 team in the beginning. He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, it was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers. And he did with that big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. So stop here defensively to start this 3rd quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
On the return, Hester. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. The NFC heading back out. Hall of Famer Randy Moss, a part of this offense. And Coach Madden, boy, he always appreciated the ferociousness with which number 84 attacked the football in the air.
As Randy Moss says, just chunk it up there, dog, and I'll go get it.
And, Coach, boy, did he ever go get it. Over 15,000 receiving yards, 156 touchdowns. And how about this? From his rookie year of 1998 until 2009, those were his prime seasons, right? He led the league in touchdowns 5 times, but even more so, he showed us all how to go up and get it. Great body control. No one's ever done it better playing the ball in the air.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown! Randy Moss, 89 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? What if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit?
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals. And he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. Back now here on EA Sports. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Play action. Now it's Brady. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kevin Green with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Well, they only had a yard to go. They try to pass the football. Defense blitz. Defense got there.
Yeah, I think on this one, this is probably good scouting, understanding a few tendencies, and figuring out that, hey, they may take a shot, and they dialed up the pressure and got to him.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here's Hester. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Felt sorry for them. Had to give them some points.
In there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both first and second down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The offense for the AFC set to go now. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Man open left side is Brown. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. So 2 minutes to play in the John Madden Legacy game. The NFC trying to finish this one off. We're back to Oakland after this. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. There he goes right side. And he's going to bring this one back for an NFC touchdown. Well, I mean, both offenses have clearly struggled throughout, so kind of fitting that it's another big defensive play that yields points here in the late going. Yeah. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When they'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15... the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Back to throw, Brady. Well, the NFC pressure a little too much as they get home for the sack. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Now Brady connecting with Hill. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Now Brady got to have this one. He is going to find Hill here.
As you mentioned, CD, talking about John Madden, the broadcaster, he called 8 Super Bowls with Pat Summerall, 3 more with Al Michaels later in his career. He spent nearly 3 decades in the booth all told. And not only was he beloved for his mannerisms, we know that, but he was an innovator as well.
Yeah, Brandon, you're talking about things like the telestrator, which totally became identified with him, and now it's a staple for all analysts to have in the booth. And then you think about things like turducken on Thanksgiving, when you use words like boom and pow. He helped create the old Madden team. He was a very popular commercial pitch man. And even the Madden Cruiser was unique, and you had to be someone to get a ride on it, too.
A desperation heave for the end zone. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Buying time to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Flush to his right. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. So this a
Good D, good D.
Able to win it on the late field goal. And for all of us at EA Sports, one final look back as we say this one's...
Time to decide how you're going to become Coach One. Feeling a little rusty on them sticks? Head on over to the main menu and see the full array of options you've got to work with at Madden NFL 23.
Bigger battle, petty, don't matter. As the teller, I pray to God they rattle tattle. I'm so rapper. I started off that, now I'm better. I get capital. I help my people to get cheddar. I do business. Look here, stay out my business. I'm so iceberg slimish, stainless, not a blemish. Should've been in prison. Don't worry, more, no cases been. I got the road flooded, soaking wet, but ain't been swimming. I'm the man now, ain't I? Work a plan now, can't I? I remember when you lame players hated a player, now the same lame player. They call him player mail. What you talking that funky, about my face, wearing that monkey. Not that might give you life advice. Get some money. It's the paper power pastor, burning rubber faster, down a call NASCAR. My solo knows that I am not a passer. I will not be after any of you people blitz. I'm the man now.
Many narration options set
I
tough.
work a plan now. Can't I? I remember when you lame player hated a player.
I'm just trying to find how to switch up my graphic settings. What the heck, man? Here we go, graphics, obviously. Oh, I got it on performance. Let's see what it looks like with image quality. Performance. Image quality. Let's see what image quality does. I mean, Madden has always been 60, so let's see what happens. Does it really make a difference? Is the question. That's interesting. We're going to Dose Stadium. Let's make some snow. It says light snow and everything's covered. It's hilarious.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the AFC East. It's the New York Jets.
from his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Well, the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between.
He rifles one that's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a... And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Now White with a first down throw.
Yeah, I don't see the difference in quality or image. No, I don't know.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. First carry for the Iowa State man, Brees.
That's right.
And he is
Get that boy. Knock him down.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
As a linebacker, you're trying to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
We can make this one pretty simple. All this progression's downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
Zerline's kick is up and through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
McKenzie now from his end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Oh, Davis lost it. It's loose. And the Bills have recovered.
Whenever we call a game that's in the snow, we have to focus a little bit more, trying to make sure we've got the right numbers on the plays that we're calling, right? The right guys in the game. Think about the guys on the field. Their focus has to really increase as well because so many things coming at you. You got to make sure that you're really locked in on taking care of the ball.
If you don't, you cough it up like they did right there. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Allen off the play fake. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line.